Question 1. From the Genesis stories of creation, explain 4 teachings on the relationship between human beings and the environment. So here you need to understand the question. You're being asked what you learn from the relationship between human beings and the what? The environment. So you only talk about human beings and the environment. So number 1, what we learn is that human beings are given the mandate to subdue the earth. For example, they've been given the mandate to be co-creators with God. So they've been told to subdue the earth. Number 2, human beings are given power to name created beings. Remember, some of the created beings are in the environment. So they've been given the power to name the created things, created beings. Number 3, human beings are to care for God's creation. That is, they are to use the environment responsibly. They are to use the environment responsibly. And number 4, human beings were to make their livelihood from the environment. So make their livelihood from the environment. Question 1b. Give 6 responsibilities that God gave to man from the Genesis accounts of creation. 6 marks. So what I gathered here is that you did not read the question. You were told only 6. So you're supposed to write 6. And remember, I told you you're supposed to write in cross form. Responsibilities given to man by God from creation stories. So number 1 is subdue the earth. Name God's creation. The answers are, some of them are like from the previous question. Care for God's creation. Procreation. Companionship between male and female. Also, another responsibility that man is given by God is to work. And then after work, they should rest. That is, they should have leisure. And then human beings also have to fellowship with God. I also understood that if you check question 1a, you were told to explain. Some of you are not explaining. Question 2 is where you are told to just do what? Give. Question 1c, state the causes of evil in traditional African community. When you're told to state, I want you to understand those terminologies. What does state mean? Yes, you outline. So, causes of evil in the traditional African society. People also forgot that it is in the traditional African society. Number 1, there is evil spirits, malicious ancestral spirits. If you say ancestral spirits, you won't get, but you have to say they are malicious. Evil people, and you can give examples of these evil people like wizards and sorcerers. Breaking taboos, curses by spirits, bad omen. Question 2a, identify 7 activities that took place on the night of the Exodus. So there are only 7 that you're supposed to identify the activities. So activities, what actions took place? So number 1, there was killing of the sacrificial lamb. There was smearing blood on the doorposts. Roasting of the sacrificial animal. Eating meat with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. So these you don't write as 2 separate points. You're supposed to write as 1 point. Eating meat with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Dressing up and packing luggage by the Israelites. The Israelite women were to borrow jewelry from Egyptian women. And people are also going forward and explaining that this was to act as compensation for the work they'd done. So the Israelites were also to remain indoors. And another activity is that there was killing of the Egyptian firstborn males by the angel of death. Question 2b. Write down the importance of the 10 Commandments to the Israelites. The importance. So what were they supposed to do from their what? From the 10 Commandments? They were to help the Israelites maintain purity in their relationship with God. And this is the commandment whereby you shall not worship any other God, yes? But Yahweh. So to maintain purity in their relationship with God. The laws were to govern, or rather they were to regulate behavior towards one another. In basic terms, they were to regulate what? Behavior. The laws would help protect people's property. But you should not steal, or you should not covet. The laws would help to protect life. This is the commandment, you shall not steal. They would help the Israelites have order in their society. So in basic terms, they would help have order. And they would help the Israelites maintain their identity as the people of God and resist influence from the Canaanite religions. So this was to maintain their identity. As the people of God. That is as Yahweh's chosen race. Question 2c. State lessons Christians learn about God from the 10 plagues. And here you were supposed to start God is what? What do you learn? You're not supposed to keep on repeating. Christians learn that if you don't start, what do you learn about God? Or what do you learn about Yahweh? So Yahweh was more powerful. God is more powerful than the Egyptian gods. From the 10 plagues, we also learn that God was aware of the problems of the Israelites. Being aware is that he knew the existence of the problem of the Israelites. Also, God works through his prophets. God is just. God requires total obedience, or Yahweh requires obedience. God requires faith from his people. We also learn that God punishes evil. He keeps his promises. He empowers his messengers. Number 9 is the liberator of the oppressed. Question 3a. State the lessons that contributed to the division of Judah and Israel. And this is a question that has been repeated oftenly. So, what contributed to the division between Israel and Judah? Number 1 is nepotism by King Solomon. That is whereby he favored, or he showed favorism to the people from his own tribe. There was also harsh rule by King Solomon. Failure of King Jeroboam I to listen to the elders, or it was failure of King Jeroboam I to listen to or to heed to the advice of the elders. Another factor that contributed to the division is the introduction of idolatry in Israel as a result of intermarriages. So there was introduction of idolatry in Israel, failure of King Solomon to uphold the covenant brotherhood. So he did not uphold the covenant of brotherhood, that is, there was slavery. Another factor is intermarriages with foreign tribes and disobedience to God's law. Question 3b, identify 7 failures of King Ahab. Most people remembered a few points, others misread the question. So how did he fail? What was his failures? Number 1, he coveted Naboth's vineyard. Basic term is that envious of the vineyard of Naboth. He killed Naboth and took his vineyard. So people are separating this point into 2, but it's supposed to be 1. He killed Naboth and took his vineyard. He married a foreign wife, or you can even say he married what? A foreigner, Jezebel. He supported false prophets. He persecuted prophets of God. If you said he killed some of the prophets of God, it's still true. He allowed Baal religion in Israel to please Jezebel. He made Baal religion the official state religion and forced Israelites to worship Baal. So he made a Baal religion the official state religion, and then he forced the Israelites to worship Baal. He also bore false witness against Naboth. Question 3c, give reasons why political leaders in Kenya fail to perform their duties effectively. Why do they fail to do their duties effectively? Number 1 is extreme desire for material gain. Don't say greed. You are told here reasons why. You are told in the questions you are told give reasons. So the reasons, you should not put 1 word or 2 words. Can you make sure you because most of you write you'll find out if you don't listen, because most of you are not listening. If you don't listen, you'll write your K.C.S.E. You think you've written all the correct answers in C.R.E because you go to church, and then when the results come, because that's what has been happening, you get a very low grade, you get a D, and then you wonder why. Yet in C.R.E you're writing one word or 2. Why are you doing that? We're telling you revise C.R.E. You do not, you say I go to church. What does the church has to do with C.R.E? C.R.E you have to read St. Luke in basic terms, whether you want it or not, because you need to pass the exam. There was also another reason why political leaders in Kenya fail to perform their duties is corruption in the judicial system. Don't just say corruption. There is corruption in the judicial system. There is constant demand by the people for handouts. Handouts is whereby you want to be given things for free. You go, you don't have your child's school fees, you go to the what? To the politician, you want the school fees. Was the politician there when you gave birth? You want handouts. You see if a politician comes here, even the students will get out of class. You'll be shocked. Because of the need to want what? Handouts. There's a time I listened to someone more educated than I am said this. Why most of the people are poor and they're about to die, yet they have hands. He said, number 1, when you give someone something for free, they appreciate, they say thank you, yes? When you give them the second time, they say thank you, and they expect you to give them the third what? The third time. When you give them the third time, hey, the fourth time is a must. If you don't give them, they'll get hungry. If you give them the fourth time, they feel what? Entitled to it. Why are you not giving me? Look at it, and I can give you an example in your own way. You have your parents, right? But you have your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your other relatives that give you money. You see them, they give you money, you are going to school. That is the first time. The second time, you expect them to give you the third time. You're standing there. They don't have money, but you expect them to give you. The fourth time you say, he didn't even give me money. He's not supposed to give you money, it's not your parents. But you say, he didn't even give me money. Why? You feel entitled. That is what is killing us. By the way, that is what is killing us. Yes, that is what is killing us. Even me as a person, that is what is killing me. I could have given you a good example as teachers, but now I'll be bringing you in the teaching instead of you being the student. I could have given you, and I saw it. So I started expecting nothing from people, totally nothing. I've also found out that if you start helping someone, all those people I know who have been helped, even when they're adults, they still they want to be helped together with their children. And they're already working. They want. I can give you examples with my own relatives, or I can give you examples with people I know. I don't know. Look at your scenario, yes? Look at back home, yes? Do you have relatives like that? Yes, they still need it. So when I listened to that person, I was shocked. I was really shocked. Like I read the other day about a book which was saying that when someone comes and gives you, you're eating something, yes, or you're not eating, you're just standing, and then they tell you, have this chapati. For some reason, no matter what, when they want something, you feel obliged to do something for them. You didn't ask for it, but they gave you. You feel obliged to give back. Especially if they give you today bread, and tomorrow they give you bread. They have no ulterior motive. But the third day they ask you to do something for them, you will automatically do it. It is called, I don't know, I never finished. It was someone's book. I need to buy it. It was so interesting. I listened to it, I was shocked. Because it is true. So, how can you stop that? Number one, when someone gives you something, you say no. Thank you. They won't trap you. Even me as a person, it's hard. It's hard. Maybe we are having, very well we have bread, right? And then someone comes with cake and then gives me. And then I say, no. Those are my weaknesses. Or when I'm starting just like, can I buy you ice cream? I don't even think, yes, can we go? I'm not even thinking. Bread, I can say no. I don't have a problem. Meat, I can say no. I don't want. But if you say, can I give you ice cream? I'm even waiting. You said ice cream. You say it.